Hey guys, Zilla here. Myself and Logan Boyce, a friend of mine, have teed up to start doing some YouTube videos for you guys. And one of the ideas we've come up with is doing the signature show-offs. On today's show, we're going to feature my car, which is a little Toyota Corolla AE86 that I've built majority of it. So originally I had a 186 with a CA in it that I got off a mate of mine. Had that for a bit, and then this popped up for sale with a blown 4AGE in it. And I basically hit the guy up and said, "Oh, would you be interested in a swap?" And when I look at it, yeah, as soon as I saw it, I fell in love with it. I thought it was just perfect. The shell was just like immaculate, and you just don't see them like that. They're getting very old now, so most of them are full of rust. And when I got there and saw how tight it was, I was like, all right, I need to get this thing. So originally I put another 4AG in it, but the engine that I got was already blown up as well. So I ended up pulling that out, put another one in it, and I drove around with that for probably a couple of months. And then we ended up doing a track day at Lakeside in it with a friend of mine as well, and we blew it up at the track. I was like, man, they make no power, and you know, this is pretty much the third engine that it's had. So I was like, no, I'm not doing it again. I've always had this dream to put a 13B in one of these because I just think it's just the perfect combo. These cars are known for being really high revving, big induction noise, and I feel as though with this engine package it's still keeping that, but probably just doing it better, in my opinion. So this engine is a 13B side-fed Peripheral port. It's quite a rare sort of setup. It's not commonly used. They introduced this style of porting in the mid-90s with the Australian Improved Production series, where they banned the use of a full Peripheral port. And this was sort of a way of still doing a Peripheral port but hiding majority of the porting. So yeah, it's a sneaky little one, this one. It's quite a unique sound, I think, from other ones. So how this porting works is you open up the semi-peripheral port holes, and then you add this extra inlet into the manifold. And so it still uses the standard inlet ports through the plates. So you got 3 coming in, but it also links it up through the water jacket of the housing. So all this through here is one big cavity. So you've got 3 different avenues of the air and fuel to enter the motor now. If you added up the diameters of all those 3, you know, you're pretty much at the same size as you would a normal peripheral port. Obviously it's not as free flowing as a peripheral port, but yeah, it's just something different, and yeah, I really like it. So this engine runs 12A plates. To achieve this style port, you need 12A tall port plates. So the front, middle, and rear plates are all 12A actually. So it just runs the 13B housings and 13B rotors. So the engine's a fully balanced engine, so we don't harm it at those sort of revs. I've made the custom manifold from a standard one, added those extra inlets that we talked about. It's got a injection convection throttle body on it. Runs 4 standard Mazda RX-7 injectors. They're 550 cc's. I've got a LT10S Microtech computer running it now. It's got a Gilmore drive. It's got a Davis Craig electric water pump. It's got obviously a billet fuel reg. I've smoothed out all the housings. The exhaust is a full stainless system that I've made. So it's actually 2.5 inch, which is probably bigger than the norm. But it's a bit of trial and error, and it's given it quite a unique sound, I think. So it's all stainless lobster back all the way to the back of the car. So it runs very long headers before it joins into one. It's sort of how you make good power with a NA rotor. So I've done that. It's all heat wrapped. After it comes out of the runners and merges into one, it merges into one 3-inch muffler. Then it goes up over the diff into another muffler. But they just don't seem to last very long, these mufflers. Just the heat that this engine generates is quite crazy, really, because I've had it's melted the carpet in the footwell of the driver's seat side. It's melted a battery in the boot of the car, just from the heat that the muffler was generating in the back. So, and as you'll see from the videos, it's just continuously throwing flames. So, you know, you've got some sort of an idea of how hot it is under the car. So with the engine bay, I've welded up upwards of probably 50 different holes throughout and smoothed it all out. I've made this custom strut brace. Just really tried to tidy everything up. I've removed the washer bottle and hidden the overflow tanks and stuff like that, just to try and keep mainly those tubs just clean. It just makes it look so much nicer. I'm still running the standard diff at the moment. It's been pretty good. Majority of the times it always spins 2 wheels. It's just if you try and do a donut or something on the spot, it'll try and spin a 1E. But it hasn't really bothered me too much, because I don't ever want to drift this car or do anything like that. It's too nice, and I couldn't live with myself if it ever got damaged from doing something silly in it. So and it's fine with this power output. It works really well, so I haven't bothered changing it. So the coilovers are BC Racing coilovers with adjustable camber tops on the front. So the colour is actually a standard Toyota colour. So if you type in the VIN tag colour code on this car, this is what it will give you. It's just the fact that modern paints have come so far that it's sort of changed a little bit to what you would expect it to be from the original colour. It's a beautiful colour, so I really love it. As far as add-ons to the car, which I've done, is it's got a genuine TRD front lip. They're actually FD RX-7 feed side steps on the side. I really love them. I haven't really seen it done before, and it's just a nice subtle touch that's made it different, and that's sort of what I'm about, is trying to be different to what everybody else is doing or done. So yeah, I probably wouldn't change anything on this car, to be honest. It's exactly how I want it, really. So the wheels are SSR Longchamps. They're a 15-inch by 8 on the rear and a 15 by 7 on the front. I've had them fully refurbished, and I repainted all the centers, new bolts, and yeah, I really like them. So the interior is pretty standard. It was in really good condition, so I didn't want to mess with that at all. You know, it's survived this long, so I didn't want to mess with it at all. And originally I didn't really like the blue interior, to be honest. I always wanted to change it to a black one, but yeah, it's really grown on me, probably because of the fact that it is so tidy. The only things I've changed really is the steering wheel and the gear knob. I put some Pride floor mats in it. Got a genuine Nardi steering wheel. Other than that, it's pretty standard, and that's the way it'll be staying. This is the part where you decide whether you want to back your car into the factory and do a skid, or eat the world's hottest beef jerky. So that's up to you. But if we deem that your skid is average, we're going to make you eat the beef jerky anyway. So the rules with the skid is you get 30 seconds, only 30 seconds, you have to impress us in that 30 seconds. And if we deem that, well, it's an average skid, you still have to eat the devil's dirt. Well, since there's no one here to judge me, I guess I'll eat the doo-doo. It's not enjoyable. Hot! If you want to feature your car on signature show-offs, get in contact with us either through my Instagram, drift_zilla, or the email address here. Or if you're a personal friend of mine, shoot me a message through Facebook at Benny Wilkinson. So yeah, bring your car down and show it off. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.